right, bro. Well, we coming in with the first ever episode. We got Dynasty Life Miami in the house. I'm chilling with my boy Flex. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm chilling. Super happy to be here to talk some dynasty football, bro. How about that draft?
The draft was sick, bro. And right after the draft, I don't know about you, man, but I ended up getting hit with like 30 fucking rookie drafts, man, and it was a little bit crazy for a few days there, man. Let me tell you. But I am pumped, bro. I am pumped. This is our first ever podcast. We've been talking back and forth about football forever. We're in leagues together, and I'm excited, bro. I'm excited to give the people what they want to hear. I'm excited to share some of our knowledge with the people, and uh, so why don't we, before we jump into the draft and hit it up with some of that info, why don't we just break it down for the people out there a little bit about ourselves. Why don't you go first, Flex? Let them know what's going on.
Man, I'm in about, I would say, 25 leagues. I'm super heavy into the dynasty scene. I've been playing probably since I think the year 2013, if I'm not mistaken, or 2014. So, I'm just getting into this right now. Like I've been really getting into it for the past 5 years, like hardcore with the numbers and the analysts, and I've built a love for it, man. You know what I'm saying? I've built a love for it, and just like my other love, which is music. I'm into music. That's what I do for a living. I do production. I write music. I rap. I do a bunch of stuff in the music industry. But yeah, I'm super excited to talk about Dynasty. Give people some good pointers, man. I've been doing a lot of research, and this year's class I'm not too excited about. You know what I mean? Unless you're in a super flex league, but for single back quarterback leagues, it's a little, but I mean, I'm still super into it every year. There are sleepers everywhere. You can't just give up on a class just because somebody says it's weak. So that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yep. And yeah, man, and that's what's up, man. And I didn't tell the people out there, my name's B. I've been doing fantasy football since we had to mail in we had to look up in the newspaper the box scores and mail all that crap into the commissioners. So I've been a degenerate since I was a little kid. But right now I'm loving the dynasty. I got into it, I think, in 2014. I think that's our first league that we were in together, Maiden Dade. I'm sure we'll tell people about that league at some point. We're down the road, bro. But that's what sparked the love. So if anybody who's new to Dynasty, I mean, if you used to play Madden and you were building your own franchise league, this is what it's all about. It's like you're building your own team and you're making money doing it. I want to tell the people, man, how to make some money out of it, how to crush their opponents, and how to get those wins, right? So
Absolutely.
so that's really what it's all about. So why don't we dive on in, man? The draft, it just happened. Uh, I'm loving it. I'm loving what the NFL does. It used to be a 1 day thing, and now they spread it out like 4 days, and I'm 3 to 4 days, and I'm glued watching what's happening. Seeing the names pop up. But what we really care about is those offensive weapons, right? So why don't you tell the people? Let us know when you coming into the draft. I want you to give us two, maybe three players you were excited to see where they went.
Okay. Yeah. My first guy, to be honest with you, that I'm excited to see is Najee Harris, or Najee. Let me pronounce that right. His landing spot makes him a must grab in all formats. He's 6'1", 230 pounds. He's an all-purpose monster that has all the tools. I mean, his age is his only concern, but I think he's a week one RB2. And be careful he doesn't turn into an RB1 into the first few weeks of the season, because we all know that Pittsburgh runs their running backs to the ground, man. You know what I mean?
No, definitely, yeah, definitely, man. And how are you liking that O line over there in Pittsburgh? You think they up enough with the later picks to give Najee some holes to run through?
I mean, I'm hoping so. I mean, they've had offensive line issues in the past. They still run the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And let's not forget, Najee can catch passes too. You know what I mean? So, you know, that guy at the weight at 230 pounds, that's pretty crazy. And he was the Crimson Tide all-time leading total touchdowns in careers with 57. Okay, he had 46 rushing and 11 receiving touchdowns at Alabama. So it's not just a one-dimensional back we're talking about here. You know what I mean?
yeah. So is he your RB1 in this class, hands down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you, before he went to Pittsburgh, did you have ETN close to him, or were you always Najee?
Um, no, I kind of had him in his own tier, and then like ETN second and in his own tier, and then after that, everybody else. To be
Okay.
honest with you.
All right. All right. Good stuff, Lex. And anybody else you had out there?
Um, to be honest with you, my second guy would have to be Devontae Smith, man, going to the Eagles. I mean, that guy to me is really the number two receiver in this draft. I really don't understand the Waddle hype. I know Waddle's quick. I know Waddle's fast. You know, not knocking that kid at all or his athleticism, but this guy, when all four of them were there, in Ruggs, Judy, Waddle, and Smith, Smith led all of them in receiving yards and touchdowns. So I don't know where all this hype is coming from. Yeah, Waddle's good, but he's coming off a broken ankle, man, and I had that. I'm actually coming off of that injury right now, and that's not really an injury that you want to draft a guy in the first round with a sixth pick, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But yeah, back to my guy Devontae Smith here. I think the Eagles got their guy. I really do. I think that this guy's the man. I think this guy's fast. His weight's a little bit of an issue, but this guy's catch radius is ridiculous. His catches are great. And I think Hurts got his guy. You know what I mean? Let's say they haven't had no stability at wide receiver. I think their best wide receiver last year was Fulgham. If I'm not mistaken, maybe not Fulgham, but they didn't really have that number one guy. You know what I mean? So I think they did a great job by moving from the 12th to the 10th spot to get Devontae. I mean, he's like, to me, like, he's in his number two period, like right under Chase. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he's his. I don't even think that his injuries are such a big concern either. I think he didn't miss that many games the whole time he was at Bama. You know what I mean? And that's the concerns that's going on with the NFL. They say that he doesn't weigh, that he's like, that he's not going to be very durable at the NFL level. So we'll see. But I'm very excited to see the Eagles finally have a wide receiver, man. I really do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. I was not a Smith fan, bro, but I am a Hurts fan. I'm a big Hurts fan. So when I saw that the Eagles jumped up and got Devontae Smith, I jumped in there a little more, did a little more digging, and I think he fits really good with what the Eagles are trying to do. I agree with you 100%. I think Jalen Rager's a slot guy. I think that's where he did his damage. He does his damage. That's his body type. And I think that he was mismatched when they were trying to feed him to the outside. So I think you get this Smith, you put him on the outside. You got Rager in the slot. You got Dallas Goedert running the seams, man. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this Eagles offense. And they didn't draft a quarterback, so I know I'm excited to see Hurts run that offense, man. And I think he's gonna give us a shitload of fantasy points, bro. The middle to late rounds, man, before the hype gets on, because people don't like the way he throws and his completion percentage was low, but he could rush for 1,000 yards. Like, that's literally in his range of outcomes, man. So you have Smith, and they played together for a brief moment over there in Alabama. So I'm pumped to see it.
Oh, I think that another thing that people aren't really taking under consideration here is when the routes are broken and Hurts is rolling out, Smith is pretty good at making his own lane and creating plays after routes are broken or the prey just breaks down for whatever reason. That's gonna be interesting to see as well, because he's fast, bro. You know what I mean? So, that's something that I'm looking forward to as well.
No, I'm here for it, man. I'm here. The NFL's better when the Eagles are good, bro. So I'm here for that. I'm here for that, man.
Oh, yeah. You know what? To add to that point that you just made, that division needs beefing up. Last year, that division was terrible, man.
Yeah.
Losing records from the top seed all the way to the bottom. That was pretty, So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that changes this year coming up.
Sure. Me too, bro. Me too. And as far as I'm concerned, man, there's a million guys drafted in this draft, and a lot of players I was keeping my eyes on, bro. But one of the guys that I was pumped to see, and I know it's probably a little chalk, but it was Trey Lance, man. It was seeing the 49ers jump up, and I know a lot of people were saying Mac Jones. I just couldn't see that, man. I could not believe they would feel the need to waste all the picks to get up there at Mac Jones. And the 49ers, they go in to grab Trey Lance, man. 6'4", 224 pounds, bro. He's a beast, man. And while he didn't run the 40, he did. From my understanding, he felt like he didn't need to run the 40, man. He was clocked going over 21 miles per hour in the FCS National Championship game. Next gen stats say that would have ranked 12th amongst all ball carriers and first among quarterbacks last season in the NFL. So already he would have been the fastest quarterback or the fastest run last year in the NFL all by himself, man. He ran for 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns as a sophomore, 17-0 as a starter, 30 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, he's got it all, man. He's like a Colin Kaepernick mix with a better version of Jimmy Garoppolo type of player, bro. And I think that you give that to Shanahan, and I'm super pumped, bro. Small school, but high ceiling, and he's a top 3 rookie pick in super draft and super flex leagues, hands down. And if he's not the 102, he's the 103 for sure.
Good stuff, Brandon. You really did the digging in that one. I love it. I love the next gen stats. I love everything. And hey, I mean, he's not running the 40, but if he's running 21 miles per hour in game play on the field, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, I know, and I don't want to go sideways, bro, but I mean, seeing people run the 40, we love it. We love the times, man. But once you put on the pads and you got those, you're lugging around those pads, you got the thigh pads, you got all that on, you're running at a different speed than when you're running in your shorts, man. And some people run fast in shorts, but they never hit those speeds in the gameplay. So I rather clock them in a game situation and see how they run, bro. Then that's just me.
I mean, let me tell you something. That's called instinct, brother. Instinct is what makes the player, and I agree with you 100%. Running in a straight line is not the same thing of trying to run away from linebackers and safeties trying to take your head off. So I think that instinct is what is very, very key in a player. So I'm with you. As far as that pick for the Niners, I mean, man, they really threw the smokescreen with Mac Jones. Everybody thought that they were going Mac Jones. I mean, multiple people, you know what I mean? At the very end, right before the draft, the Trey Lance rumor started creeping up. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I love the pick. They had I had Lawrence Fields then him before the draft, but that landing spot automatically throws him to the 2 for me. I don't know about you. I think that under the tutelage of Shanahan and that offense, he has weapons. Like, you know what I mean? They're young. They got a bunch of young wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? They just drafted Sermon. At running back, they still got Monster, which is a hell of a running back. I mean, he's hitting that age cliff, but still, that guy can ball. You know what I'm saying? So he's got weapons around him. I'm just, you know what? I'm antsy. I'm dying to see what Shanahan's gonna do with him because he's a big boy. You know what I'm saying? And he can run. Unlike Garoppolo. Garoppolo's Garoppolo's a good game management. He ran the New England offense really good, but I think he's just good in that offense. No knock to Garoppolo. He's a great athlete, but I just think that he was tailored to the New England offense, and that New England line that he had in New England was a freaking fortress, dude. He had all the time in the world to throw. And he's a very accurate thrower, but he makes very inaccurate throws at bad times in the games. And I think that's what really drove Shanahan crazy to go ahead and make this move. And like I said, buddy, I'm dying to see what he does and how it translates in the NFL because he's a big boy. And after all the stats you laid on me, I'm even more antsy.
Well, dude, it's Brandon Ayuk to the moon, bro. It's Deebo Samuels. If he can stay healthy, he's going to the moon. Got Kittle. I mean, the weapons that they put together on this team, they're all yak monsters, bro. All of them, bro. They can catch the ball and run like running backs. And like you said, they got 20 running backs on the roster, bro. So and whoever taking that load, man, I'm excited, man. The only thing I hate is for us as Dolphin fans, man, I have a bad feeling that pick that we got from the 49ers is going to be a low one because I see them going to playoffs and beyond in the next couple of years. So let's hold on tight and watch some football. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I think they're gonna make a nice little run, and they're gonna have an intangible that they didn't have last year. a quarterback with wheels. That guy, he's a pass first guy, but when he has to take off, he's gonna rip off some big chunks, man. And that's something that offense did not have last year. So I think I agree with you. I think they're playoff bound, man. I really do.
For sure, bro. And jumping into that, my second guy, bro, is it has to be for me, Terrace Marshall, man. Love them coming out of LSU. Obviously, I think he playing with Chase and Jefferson. He gets overlooked, but he's got some second round draft capital. And you at first you're thinking, okay, now he's buried behind. He's buried behind DJ Moore. You got Christian McCaffrey getting the ball. You got Robbie Anderson over there. And who's their quarterback? Sam Darnold. So at first, it doesn't seem like the best situation, but we know situations can change. And Robbie Anderson is probably gone after this year. He's going to be a free agent, and I see Terrace Marshall just sliding in there, taking over that position on the outside. He's reunited with Joe Brady, who's now the OC of the Panthers. He's 6'3", 205 pounds. He ran the 40 at 4.4. And let me tell you, man, you talked about it in the beginning of the podcast, man. This draft is not very deep, especially when you're outside of Superflex leagues. So we're coming out of Superflex. I'm drafting Terrace Marshall in late first round, early second if I see him fall. And if I see him fall in the early second, I'm trading up and I'm grabbing him and I'm taking that to the bank all day.
No, absolutely, man. Terrace Marshall's a beast, bro. Terrace Marshall is. I think the only thing that messed him up was his injury concerns. I think he had some knee injuries or some ankle injuries or something like that. His lower extremity injuries. I think that's what knocked him down. This guy was supposed to be, for me. I thought he was going to be top 5, top 6. You know what I mean? Remember, I mean, not only is his class weak, but this wide receivers class is missing that. There's not too many 6'3" guys or guys over 6 feet that weigh over 200 pounds in this draft class. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely a steal there. Where you're saying I think early second he's definitely a steal. I would be definitely trading up for him. He's a big boy, and like you said, Anderson's out of there after this season, so it's wide open. I don't really see DJ Moore as a threat to him because I think DJ Moore is he's a different receiver. He's more of a possession receiver. So I think he'd fit right in. You know what I'm saying? The only concerns that the NFL had with him was those injuries that he had. That's why he dropped so much. So I'm with you on that, man.
Yeah, and I got some concerns with the injuries too, but I really think that no combine, man, and not being able to have doctors check people out and not being able to have everything all in one spot. I really think that there's gonna be some people out there that maybe weren't drafted where they should have been, or they were drafted later than they should have been because I think there was just too much misinformation out there, too much not enough information type of deal. So let's hope that knee holds up, and I'm ready to go with him, man. Let me tell you.
No, yeah.
So moving on, bro. Why don't you tell me? And I think I know who your first guy is going to be based on what I heard earlier. But give the people 2 picks out there that when you saw them happen in the draft, you were like, wow, bro. Like either good, bad, or what. But overall, like your jaw dropped, your eyes opened up, and you're like, what? Why? Wow? How? Let us know.
Well, I spoke on it earlier. If anybody doesn't know, me and B are from Miami. We are Miami Dolphin fans. So my first guy would have to be Waddle going to the Dolphins. That was terrible pick in my opinion. You have Sewell there sitting down, which the Bengals passed up on, which I didn't see that happening because I figured they were going to protect Burrow after that blindside hit that messed up his knee. But I guess since he was lobbying for Chase, they went with Chase. But yeah, I think Waddle was a bad pick just because there's 1,000 other Waddles in the draft every year. You know what I mean? Sewell comes around every 3 to 5 years, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a cornerstone pick. That's a franchise player. You know what I'm saying? The Dolphins had one of the worst O lines last year. You know what I mean? I think that was, and this is the second year that the Dolphins pass up on a franchise cornerstone player and waste a top 10 pick on a player coming off bad injuries with no pro day or combine. That to me is not a smart. That's not smart. That's not picking smart at all. Um, Especially with the free agent signing of Will Fuller. I don't get it. You know what I mean? So I mean, just imagine the Dolphins. Just to put things in perspective here, just imagine the Dolphins with Herbert instead of Tua, Jonathan Taylor Swift or Dobbins instead of Noah uh, Agbinoue. Well, I don't know if that's the way you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if that's not the way you pronounce his name. But
And if
after trading,
he wants us to pronounce his name right, he needs to make some interceptions, man. That's what we do.
yeah, exactly. That guy did not have a one. He didn't have one college interception in his whole college career, and we picked him up at the 30. I thought the trade back to the 30 was amazing. I thought that was great. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't do it. So imagine that. Imagine us with those guys, and then you pick up Sewell this year at the 6, and you have a whole different outlook. So this pick to me says that the Dolphins are providing tools to accommodate Tua's offensive style
Sure.
as opposed to team needs. You know what I mean? I would rather have stayed at the 12 and kept the extra pick for next year if Sewell wasn't the guy. Also, if Tua doesn't pan out, you have plan B. You can trade for a good QB because there's going to be free agent QBs like a Rodgers, a Watson, just to give some examples. I'm pretty sure there's more out there, but I'm just giving you examples that are 4 to 5 QBs in the NFL. Now the Dolphins are all in on Tua. And when Waddle and Devontae Smith both said Mac Jones is a better QB than Tua, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. A lot of analysts,
I hope that
had
I really do because I like Mac Jones, but I hope that he's not better than Tua, man. Because if we're gonna be looking, then the Patriots are gonna be just kicking our ass again, bro. We're gonna be sitting there with the short quarterback who don't run, man. And I don't want, with a bad hip. I don't need that, man. I don't need
yeah.
that.
I mean, let's give the kid a chance. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, B. I really didn't see. I mean, I didn't really like what I saw last year. I think we just threw him in there not ready. I think Fitzpatrick was balling, and we just took him out and completely like deflated him to see, to see a quarterback going through some growing pains in the NFL. Because at the end of the day, you got to give him a chance because there was no preseason. There was a preseason. There was no training camp. There wasn't anything. He didn't have time to gel with anybody. He didn't have time to do anything. So, that does take a big toll out of you as a quarterback, especially when it's your first year in the big leagues, man. So I'm gonna give him. I want to give him a year. I just think that the Dolphins should have gone to protect him because he has a bad hip, bad ankle, bad wrist, bad fingers, bad everything. And he
Well,
doesn't have a quarterback type body. He has more like a wide receiver body. So, only time will tell. I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like I'm not wrong, but I hope I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
well, then, yeah, I hear you on that. So let me throw a question out there for you, man. Tua, are you buying in Superflex? And if you are, what are you paying for him?
I have one share of Tua, which I picked up at the 1-2 last year. And to be honest with you, I mean, are we talking Superflex or one QB?
Superflex all day.
I mean, he's worthy of a first round. Not a, not a. I'm not gonna say like a top 3 pick, but I will give up anything anywhere from like a 1-6 to a 1-12 for him, or a 1-5 to 1-12 for him. I mean, he still got wheels. He can run. He's an all-purpose quarterback. I'm not trying to knock what he can do. I'm just, you know, I'm just concerned about his protection. You know what I mean? If he doesn't have time to throw the ball, uh, who's he gonna complete a pass to? You know what I mean? And not only that, if he's coming off the same surgery Bo Jackson did to him, and you know what happened to Bo Jackson? He
Yeah,
retired from football. He retired from football.
that's scary.
So you know what I mean? I'm just pissed off that the Dolphins wasted a top 10 pick or a top 3 pick on him when they should have gone Herbert. You know what I'm saying? 6'6", 240 pounds. That guy runs forward. He doesn't slide, and he can see the field. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't pass up on a guy like that for injured goods. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. If Tua didn't have any of those injuries and they would have gone Tua, I would have been fine with it. You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. Like just imagine Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, Swift, or Dobbins on that team with Sewell now blocking, dude. Like I just, I'm super ecstatic. You got a franchise 3 right there, 3 guys. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I mean? But
that's like
but
a draft day dream right there, man. You're Kevin Costner walking out that tube with you got the players right there ready to go, man.
but
So
yeah, not to knock the Dolphins anymore. Like I said, I am a Dolphin fan. I just would have liked to see them pick up more of a franchise cornerstone player without injuries. That's where I'm at.
No,
Both years, this year and last year.
that's fair. That's fair, bro. That's fair. So what's the second wild guy?
And this was a big wow for me, and it wasn't a bad wow or a good wow. It was just wow. Period. My second guy would be ETN to the Jags.
Yeah,
He completed one of the most prolific careers in Clemson and ACC in college history across the 2017 and 2020 season. He rushed 686 times for 4,952 yards with 70 touchdowns. He caught 102 passes for 1,155 yards and 8 receiving touchdowns. He had 1,852 career snaps over 55 games, 42 starts. I mean, that's pretty impressive. What wows me here is, you know, he's paired up with his college quarterback. Super wow, because that's his guy. And what about James Robinson? Like, you got this guy last year that came out of nowhere, unrestricted, unsigned free agent. Like, this guy blew up last year. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get guys like this every year in the NFL. This comes around once in, I don't even know. I can't even tell you that stat, but this is, I would even say once in a 5 blue moon. Forget years. You know what I mean? But it's wowing to me because if it doesn't work out, they still got James Robinson, which is great. But I don't think ETN is. I think ETN is going to be good, especially with his college quarterback there. So, what do these guys do? Do they trade to make to fill their weaknesses, their holes? They trade James Robinson to maybe beef up that offensive line or beef up that defense. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to have two monsters rushing the ball. And let me tell you, like, he's no slouch. Like, he averaged 7.22 yards a carry for his career. Like, he has a Clemson school record of 11th best among FBS players in a history of at least 300 career rushing attempts. Having James Robinson last year, who came out of nowhere to be a third down back, I didn't see this coming, but the pairing with him and Lawrence makes sense. It does. And Urban Meyer being a college quarterback coach, I'm pretty sure he saw him on the field a bunch of times burning his players. So, he's got 4.41 speed. Like, some people were upset at that. You know what I'm saying? But they thought he was going to be maybe a little faster. But, this guy being paired up with a college coach and his quarterback, I don't know, man. That could be a recipe for some major points.
Well, definitely, man. Look, and let me tell you, there's a lot to unpack with what you said there, bro. And I'll start it off by saying ETN is my 101 in PPR leagues, man. If you're talking one QB league, I'm taking him at the 101. I'm taking him over Najee. And I'm doing that, number one, because his wheels, like you said, he ran the 4.41. But again, we talked about it. He's one of those guys that you put on the tape, he runs faster than a 4.41. His thing was speed, He bulked up a little bit for the pro day. He looked a little dad bod, a little chubby, bro. So I don't think he's gonna be running. I think he's gonna be running faster than the 4.4, and I think he's gonna be playing a little lighter than the 2.15. I can see him being, if the way I look at it is, I see this guy being the Kamara, and I see James Robinson doing the Ingram work. That's the way I look at it. They're not all the same type of players, but that's what I see or envision, or that's what I hope that they're going to be doing. I think, James Robinson is going to have a lot of the goal line work. He's going to be doing that first and second down. Meyer Urban came in and said, they drafted ETN to be the third down back. That's just stupid. You don't spend a first round pick on a back like ETN and just use him as a third down back. But I can see him getting 215 touches, running, passing, and being super efficient with the ball. Like you said, he had that 7.22 yards per carry. Those are high efficiency numbers, man. And he's got that mind meld with Lawrence, bro, over there. So Lawrence knows where he's gonna be. ETN knows where to go, where Lawrence likes to put the ball. So I could see them, hitting the ground running. But I agree, it was a wow moment, man. Even saying all that, even being pumped for him to be my 101, I think it was a waste of a pick, man. That team is trash, bro. It's got no players anywhere. And like you said, you had James Robinson, undrafted free agent. He's cheap as hell, man. You have him on a cheap ass contract, at least for 2 more years. Why are you burning a first round pick on Travis Etienne, man? Like, you keep Robinson and you grab a defensive player there. You grab a wide receiver. You do something with that, or you grab a lineman to protect Lawrence. I mean, you do something, but you don't burn it on a first round pick, on a first round running back. I think that's just bad process, man. And I'm really,
Um,
I'm and it looks like Urban Meyer coming in from the college ranks. It's just like any of those college coaches that come, man. They think that they know what they're doing, man. And I don't know. I'm really worried he's gonna screw up the Jags and just run away and claim health issues again and run away to college in about 3 years, bro. And he's gonna screw the whole team up. In all honesty.
bro, to be honest with you, I think that team was already screwed up. Like, I think this sets them back as well because they have so many holes to fill. You know what I mean? Like, so many holes to fill. I thought that the Lord's pick was fantastic. You have a franchise quarterback, but what are you doing, man? Like, I get it. He's a college coach. He sees these kids all the time, but this is the NFL, dude. You know what I'm saying? And this isn't really the draft to be picking up a running back, and you know what I mean, like the talent scale on this draft. It's not really the draft to be picking up the running back there if you don't need them. Because I would understand if it was last year. Look at the running backs that were there last year at that pick. You still had Dobbins there. You still had Swift there. You still have Jonathan Taylor there. And obviously being in need of a running back. You're not in need of a running back. You're none of those things. So, man, I hope because I want to see them put up points, bro. Honestly, I want to see Lawrence put up points. I want to see him put up points, but man, they're going exactly in the direction that he went before when he took his last tenure in the NFL, and you just said how that went. So I don't know, man. I saw like I think that team needs a whole makeover, and I think they started off great by grabbing Lawrence, but they needed to go another player there. What player? I mean, that's up to them. You know what I'm saying? But there was way better players on defense that they could have picked up at that point, like that would have filled holes. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a hole at running back. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
we're the same, man. I'm feeling you on that, bro. I feel you on that. And going into my thoughts, bro, on the wild players for me, bro. And our first episode. I'm sure I'm gonna get better at this and finding some more gems, bro. But I right now I'm going after the low hanging fruit, bro. And I have to go with Kadarius Toney, bro. I mean, what were the Giants doing, bro? Like all right. So I'd love to trade back. Gettleman. There was that rumor out there. Gettleman's never traded back, and it was true. But he finally trades back. And he gets some picks. It's looking wonderful. And what does he do, bro? He uses the first on Toney, bro. And this guy, man, he seems to be like a dynamic player in some respects, bro. But he's not a separator. He's not going to go out there and go up and get the ball. He's almost like a gadget type of player, man. And I mean, the Giants they just paid big money for Galladay. They got Saquon Barkley coming back, so he's going to be getting the ball. Ingram, for whatever you think of him as a tight end and his crappy ass hands, he can still get open. You got Sterling Shepard in the slot. You got Slayton, who was good as a rookie, who can still go open and get open. I mean, you're gonna tell me that Toney's better than Slayton? I'm gonna tell you they look like they're the Spider-Man meme. They're pointing at each other. I don't see that much of a difference between them. So what are you doing wasting a first round pick on Kadarius Toney, bro? With that being said, man, he's got first round draft capital, and if he's there, we're talking one quarterback leagues. If he's there at the mid second round, late second round, I'm holding my nose and I'm pulling the trigger and hoping that he's better than I think he is, because you just can't beat that draft capital.
To be honest with you, man, I agree with you on the pick. I just don't agree with you at the ending part. I mean, to me, he's a converted wide receiver. Wasn't he like a cornerback or something? He's not even like
he was a quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this guy, he's not even a full wide receiver. He's just he's an experiment. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, they just finished signing Galladay, which is a beast. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that guy's better than Slayton. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Slayton is any type of slouch. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm with you. Like, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, Man, where I disagree with you is I don't see the Giants doing anything, bro. As long as Garrett's calling the plays there, bro, that team's gonna suck, bro. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing getting Jason Garrett to call the offensive plays for you? Like what are you doing? Like, are you crazy? Like, I don't. To be honest with you, I'm trying to get rid of all my Giants shares. I'm gonna be honest with you, just like that. I don't see that team doing anything until they get rid of Garrett calling the offensive plays. Daniel Jones will not be anything. Slayton will not do nothing. It's just gonna be one big mess, in my opinion. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And the pickup of Kadarius Toney, that just made it even worse. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe he could pan out. He is a gadget guy, but I don't think that the problem with the Giants is them not having a gadget guy. I think the problem with the Giants is their offensive coordinator needs to go, man.
Well,
Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
this.
uh,
Let me ask you this: Kadarius Toney or Henry Ruggs?
oof, I'll take Henry Ruggs all day, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I'll take Henry Ruggs all day. He's a
So,
wide receiver. He played 4 years of wide receiver in college. You know what I'm saying? That he was overdrafted by Gruden because Gruden wants his Tyreek Hill. That's because he keeps getting killed by Tyreek Hill. That's one thing. But I think Ruggs is a better wide receiver. I just think he's in a bad situation. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather have Ruggs. He's more of a wide receiver. He's played wide receiver for a hell of a lot longer time than Kadarius Toney has.
well, I think you and me gonna have to do some trades, man. Because I'll buy a lot of your Giants, man. I mean, I don't like Garrett as much as the next guy, man. I think he looks like a clown. He coaches like a clown, bro. But a coach can get fired out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, the players that you're fading because of coaching, all of a sudden they get a good coach, a good offensive mind there, and then you're trying to buy back those players at double the price, man. Maybe it's because I got Daniel Jones in a lot of super flex because he fell to the second round in that year, but I'm buying, man. I'm buying that they're the very least, and I know this is off topic as far as the Kadarius Toney, but at the very least, they're putting weapons around Daniel Jones. They're saying, look, man, we grabbed you in the sixth spot, and we're gonna, you got Barkley, you got Ingram, you got Shepard, we got you Galladay. Here's another weapon. Throw it to him at the line of scrimmage or some bubble screens or something, and he can get you some yak after the play. And they want him to succeed. At least they're trying to let him succeed. And he's got some wheels, man. And Daniel Jones can run the ball, bro. So I'm cautiously optimistic with the Giants, bro. I'm hoping to see some turnaround, bro. Because I own a lot of Giants, bro. So I'm hoping.
No, I understand, bro. I mean, I love Daniel Jones. I think he's a very smart quarterback, and I'm with you 100% on that. As soon as they make that switch, I can see them blowing up. Like, I can see them blowing up. I think what's holding them back is the coaching. I don't think it's the players. I'm not necessarily telling you to get rid of your Giants players because the players are bad. I'm telling you that these guys went and hired a really bad coach after he had a really bad tenure in Dallas and put him as an offensive coach. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't. That's what I think is setting them back. But like you said, that can change from one moment to the other. And then when a new offensive mind comes in there, all those players that you're trying to get rid of can become, your gold mine. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's not time to get rid of your players. Maybe it's time to just sit back and have some patience and see what happens. But because I'm gonna be honest with you, I love Slayton, bro. I have a lot of Slayton shares and a lot of Daniel Jones shares. I don't have any Saquon shares because I just don't. But I'm done with Ingram. I've seen enough of Ingram. I'm trying to get rid of his shares everywhere. I don't care
But
that kid is fast. I don't care that he's full of it. He has a bad attitude and is transcending onto the field with all his drops and his. To be honest with you, his busting because I think he's a bust. You know what
yeah,
I mean? He was supposed to be. I think he was supposed to be really really good, and he's been average at best.
I think that rookie year, everybody's still holding on to that rookie year, man. And when he was the only weapon in town, and everybody thinks that's who he is, and that's just not who he is, man. And I don't got any Ingram shares, and if I did, I'd be selling them. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there for sure, bro. Um, Going into it, bro, you know that I was wow about, well, and I heard you mention him earlier. Is Fields, bro. I love Fields, bro. I didn't get the negative energy that was coming out about this guy, bro. And you know me, bro. I'm not into all that super political stuff, bro. But it just seems like quarterback quarterbacks, bro, they're always bashing these people for one thing or the other, bro. And that guy, man, he's a gamer, bro. He's a hardcore gamer, bro. And my understanding is everything I've heard. He's literally the guy that he's a serious. He's going in there. He's working his tail off every freaking week, every day to become the best that he can be. 4.44 bro, 6'3", 227 pounds, 63 touchdowns and 9 interceptions while playing at Ohio State. Ohio State, bro, tough as hell. Played with broken ribs when they took apart Clemson 49-28. Over 800 rushing yards while playing at Ohio State, bro. I'm a fan, bro. I think that's what Chicago's been needing, bro. I mean, they haven't had a quarterback. I mean, does this guy become the best quarterback of that franchise? I mean, I don't even know who else has been a quarterback. I mean, what do we got? Jim McMahon or something out there? I mean, Andy Dalton was going to be the QB1 for these guys. And now all of a sudden they got this guy who fell basically right into their laps, man. And finally they did a good move. They trade up. They grab him, dude. A-Rob is finally going to ball out. I mean, he's been balling out with fucking Blake Bortles and Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles, bro. Like, what's he going to do with a quarterback that can put the ball on him anywhere at any time, man? My jaw dropped. My eyes popped out of my head when I saw the Bears move up. I'm pumped, bro. I'm about to buy a Fields jersey, bro. Let me tell you, though.
Bro, let me tell you that finally the Bears got it right. Woo! I mean, if they weren't such a mess, to be honest with you, and they had a little bit better of a surrounding cast, I would have had Fields in the second. But since they're a mess and they're over cap and they have a bunch of players on defense that are killing their cap, it's going to take them a longer while to put weapons around them as opposed to Trey Lance in San Francisco, that he already has the weapons. But I love the pick. They moved up. They got their guy. Allen Robinson has a quarterback. Oh my God. I can't wait to see this. Like, I'm super happy. I'm just, like I said, I have them at 3 because their situation's a little different. They need a lot more renovating than the 49ers do. So, but I agree with you. I think this kid is the real deal. I wouldn't say it was knocks or anything like that. I think this guy's major knock is that he battles with epilepsy, and that's why he dropped. That's why they're saying that he dropped. That he has epilepsy. He deals with epilepsy. He takes meds for them, and that's what they're saying. Besides the stuff that you just mentioned, to add to what you mentioned, that people were concerned about and the NFL coaches were concerned about, which is why he dropped to the Bears. But let me tell you something. I heard through the wire that if he dropped to the Vikings were going to get him at the 17th pick, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they had the 17th pick, because he's from Minnesota, I think. So it would have been a perfect fit for him. But he went to the Bears, and the Bears need him. You know what I'm saying? And this kid's the truth, bro. This kid can run. This kid has a gun. He's big. I mean, like I said, I'm super excited to see him with A-Rob, and to be honest with you, see who he makes better on that team. You got Cole Kmet there. I mean, he was looking really good with Trubisky at the end of the year last year. Who knows if that can be a little gem hidden in that offense? Who knows if David Montgomery becomes better? And then don't forget the guy that they didn't have last year, Tariq Cohen. That guy's.
I'm gonna tell you, buy Darnell Mooney, bro. That's who I'm buying. I'm buying him everywhere, bro. I was buying him before the draft, and I've been buying him everywhere after the draft. I mean, this is the perfect draft to use one of those late second round picks or package a third and a fourth and just buy Mooney, bro. People don't really know what they have in that guy. He's fast, and he's basically the number 2 wide receiver on that team. And being the number 2 wide receiver to Andy Dalton is different than being the number 2 wide receiver to Justin Fields. And people have not correlated that difference yet in their pricing. And that guy is still a value. So I'm buying Darnell Mooney everywhere, bro.
Oof. Brandon spitting the gems. So go get Mooney, everybody. And don't forget, hey, a player like Mooney could get very, very, very well lost in the shuffle. You might be in a rookie draft with free agents. You might have a 5th round pick. You might not, know who to grab. Go look at some free agents. He might be sitting right there. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm doing a few drafts right now, and I just picked up Tyrod Taylor, a starting quarterback, in the 5th round. I don't know if anybody noticed if he was there or not, but I did. And I picked him up in the 5th round. And the 4th round, I picked up Mills, which is the kid they picked up in a draft later in the rounds.
Yes,
So
sir.
I picked up both of them. I mean, don't let the rookie class being weak, deflate you of the excitement of the draft. There are always gonna be free agents out there that people, they just miss. You know what I mean? I'm looking at I'm looking. I mean, there's only like I'll give you a perfect example. I'm already done with that draft. It only has 5 rounds, and I'm dying for them to open the wire because Anthony Ferkster is there, and I want to pick him up. I'm going to use my free agent dollars to pick that guy up because that guy's gonna ball. There's
I
nobody
got Ferkster.
there.
I got Ferkster everywhere, bro. I got him. I got him in that playground league we're in, the Dynasty playground that we're.
Yeah.
I got him
I
there.
mean,
He's gonna.
so so to all our listeners that are listening to us, if you guys are bored with your draft, you're there sitting contemplating, and you don't like what you're looking at rookie wise, go look for your free agents. You're gonna find gems, and you're gonna fill holes. You know what I mean? Don't wait for the free agent for free agents to open. If they're there, get them while they're there. You know what I'm saying? If you don't need them and there's somebody hot there, get them so you can flip them. You know what I'm saying? It's dynasty football, gentlemen. This is what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, bro. Facts, man. Spitting facts, spitting that fire from Flex, bro. And let's give some more gems for these people, man. Let's what we talked the chalk, we talked about the wow factors, but let's start getting into some of the value picks, these sleepers, bro. So why don't you give us one of the best value pick of the draft in your opinion, and why, bro? Who is
Uh,
that? I mean, you're like
um,
funny.
you know me, B. I'm a guy that likes to stick to my guns. I've been talking about this guy the whole program, and our whole podcast, and I'm gonna go with Sewell. This guy, cornerstone franchise player, fell all the way to the Lions at the 7'6'4", 331 pounds. This guy is a wall with amazing quickness. Ran a 5'9", benched 225 pounds 30 times, and had a hell of a pro day. Finished as a top-graded offensive lineman in a nation and in Pro Football Focus history at 95.5. Became the first player in Oregon history to win the Outland Trophy. Also led the nation with PFF run blocking grade of 95.3 and was the third with a pass blocking grade of 91.1. Named the Pac-12 Player Offensive Lineman of the Week 4 times. You know what I mean? Come on. He allowed just 7 pressures and 2 hits on the quarterback. Did not allow a pressure, hurry, hit on the quarterback in 9 contests. Okay. Finished with a team best 58 knockdowns. Had 5 more knockdowns in 6 games. This type of player only comes around 3 to 5 years, gentlemen, and the Lions stole him, in my opinion. There's nothing this guy can't do. I'm really baffled at the Dolphins of passing up on Sewell after moving up to pick up Waddle. And I'm not too surprised at the Bengals, but I am kind of that they did too after what happened to Burrow last year. And I expected both those teams, in the Dolphins and the Bengals, to go Sewell to protect the quarterback, but they did it. The Lions did, and I think the Lions won, my man.
And let me tell you, man, you laying out all those stats off fire, but all I could hear when you were saying all that was go get Swift, go get Hawkinson, bro. That's
Woo!
what, bro. And I was doing that before the draft. I don't know if you were too, or if you see that correlation, but Swift and Hawkinson, bro. Swift is gonna have bigger holes. Goff, as bad as he is gonna have more time, and they're just going to get peppered with targets, bro. I can see Hawk getting 120, 130 targets with Sewell giving that blocking Goff's blind side. I can see him opening up holes in the O line and Swift getting open in the open field and making people miss. And money plays all day from those two players, man. What do you think?
Man, I'm with you 100%. I think it's double time for Swift because you got Sewell now opening holes for that guy, and Jared Goff loves to throw it to the running back. So, I don't know, man. I think that's a recipe for a great offense, even though maybe Goff does better. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how it goes. You know what I mean? But I can definitely tell you Swift's gonna eat, and so is Hawkinson, because remember they don't have much at wide receiver. What they have Tyrell Williams, I think, that they picked up off free agency, and I think Cephas, and who else do they got there? Oh,
Well,
Perryman. They got Perryman too.
they got that rookie, and that rookie drafted Amon St.
Oh,
Brown, bro.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I see. I mean, he could be the wide receiver one on that team, man. You know, he's a slot guy, and you could see Perryman clearing the field, going deep, and you could just see Goff just throwing the ball nonstop to either Swift, Hawkinson, or Amon St. Brown. So that's another guy, bro. Draft Brown, bro. I've been drafting Brown everywhere in the late second, and sometimes even in the early third. But if you're talking standard one QB mid-second, bro, burn a pick and grab Amon St. Brown, bro, because he could be the wide receiver one over there. Think
Yeah.
James Crowder, think Landry, think Boyd, just that target hog in the middle.
No, yeah. I can see that happening. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. And I'm gonna trust my boy Cephas. I think he's gonna have a way better year than he did last year. I'm not saying he's gonna be the number one, but I think his name's gonna ring bells this year. I think he was just in a really bad situation last year. They had a mess there. I think that he takes the bull by the horns and has a great offseason and trains, and I think that he could be the number two, and I think St. Brown can be the number one. You know what I mean? I mean, the good thing is they're it's for the taking. So if I was a player, if I was an athlete, and I'm coming into my second year, and I know that there's nobody there, I'm gonna train my ass off to be the number one. You know what I'm saying? I want to be that guy. Even if I don't have a name, even if I wasn't recruited out of high school, highly out of high school, highly out of college, I'm trying to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Let's see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, I can see Swift and Hawkinson being peppered with targets, and I agree with you. I see Hawkinson getting peppered with over 130 targets, 140 targets for sure.
And that's like, I got him in all my tight end premium leagues, bro. Like I got Hawk everywhere, bro. I've been waiting for him to blow up, bro. So
yeah,
I'm with that, bro. And like you said, you bring up Cephas, man. He didn't get to do much his rookie year, bro, but he did flash, bro. He did flash, and those are the type of players that you throw darts at, bro. And those are the type of players that even in this shitty ass draft that we had this year, that there's still players out there that got rookie fever. They want that 6th round gem. They think that this guy's the next, he's gonna blow up. So trade away your 4th round pick, bro, and get Cephas, bro. You can get Cephas for a 4th round pick. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong at all.
So get a guy who at least has played in the NFL, who's thrown some flashes, and trade away that 1 in a million chance of that 4th round pick, and get a guy who has already made an NFL team and that can ball out and throw that dart, bro. I'm with you, man. You know what? All of a sudden, he's the number one weapon over there, and you're getting 800 yards out of a guy for a 4th round pick. Do it.
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't. I would. To be honest with you, I'll put my money on Cephas before I do it on Perryman for sure.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I've already seen enough of Perryman. He's been in 3 different places and he hasn't done shit, bro. So like,
good. And what was it, Tampa for a little, or was it Tampa or the Jets where he had a couple good games, bro?
Yeah, I think it was the Jets.
Too inconsistent, bro. He's too inconsistent.
No, I'm not saying that he's terrible, but the best way to do it is what you just said. He's just inconsistent. I don't think he'd be a good number one. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the Lions, that's an open. You don't know what's going to happen with the Lions.
Sure.
So, yeah, I agree with you 100%, Brandon. If you got a 4th or a 5th round pick and, you want to go after somebody, I think that's a good stab. That's probably somebody that's out there as a free agent too in the late round pick. So remember, don't get discouraged. You see these rookies in front of you. You don't like what you're seeing. Go look for the free agents. You're going to find gems. I know what I'm telling you.
Yep, bro. And I mean, that was a good call on Sewell, bro, on that value pick, bro. For me, I'm gonna go a little deeper, bro, and I gotta say Michael Carter to the Jets, man. I was not a fan of Michael Carter that much, bro, but when I saw him go to the Jets in the 4th round, first of all, you saw me. I was trying to trade away Michael P. Ryan, bro, as quick as I could, bro. When we were 3 days in and there had been no Jets running back drafted, I was trying to hype up Michael P. Ryan and get rid of him, bro, but I couldn't trade him, bro. And Michael Carter's the reason why, bro. Like, I know it's a 4th round pick, and he's not the biggest back. His 4.5 40 was a little slower than we expected, but again, if you see him play on the field, he plays much faster than a time. He hits his holes fast and hard. He's got a 98th percentile agility score on Player Profile, and his best comparable comp on that site is Devontae Freeman, bro. And we all know Devontae didn't. He had a knack for finding and hitting the holes, bro. Add that to the expected Shanahan type blocking scheme that LaFleur is bringing over with him as the new OC of the Jets, and this guy has a chance to be a RB2 out of the gate, bro. And you're not gonna find an RB2 like that lying around. You got people, jumping up and drafted some of these other running backs. I mean, Gainwell, things like that. I mean, I'm pushing the button on Michael Carter every day in the second round for Superflex if he's there, bro, all day.
I mean, that's not a bad. I don't think that's a bad strategy at all. I mean, and if you got yourself some Ty Johnson, and you got an opportunity to pick up Michael Carter, I would do that in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? I don't think LaMichael P. Ryan's gonna, after what Ty Johnson did last year at the end of the year, I think he's gonna start at the beginning of the year, and eventually Carter will take over. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, they got a good 1-2 punch because Ty Johnson, he had some games last year. So I think let's see what happens. I think LaMichael Perrine's not gonna do nothing. I think you're right on that. But yeah, I think Ty Johnson might start the first couple games, if that. If Carter doesn't have a great training camp, but I think that kid is good too, and I think it's a great value for the Jets to pick him up in the fourth round. You know what I mean? I think that was great on their part. I think they had a pretty good draft, man. I don't think they had a bad draft at all. I mean, I'm not really too crazy about Zach Wilson, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not crazy about them going Zach Wilson at the 2. Let me be clear.
Nobody,
but, I mean,
except the Jets. They're the only ones who thought it was a great pick, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but other than that, like the guards that they got, and then picking up Michael Carter in the 4th, that's not, that's not a bad recipe. You got to see if it translates, but. I think that's a great pick for them. I like that sleeper, man.
Well, yeah, bro, and some more, bro. And Michael Carter shared the ball with Javonte Williams, bro, and Javonte Williams went in the 2nd, bro. But if you look at their stats, super similar, bro.
Yes, almost identical. You're absolutely right.
Almost identical, bro. So if you're getting a guy with similar production profile and you're getting him 2 rounds later. I think that's a win, bro. I think it's a win, and I think that's how you draft, running back right there. So, me, we're Dolphin fans. I hate the fucking Jets, bro. But I'm trying to win championships in my leagues, bro. And then getting a nice a starting running back in the mid-second round of your draft. That's how you win championships. So roll the dice and let's see what we can do, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you see Michael Carter passing like anywhere past the 2.5. 2.4 area, and you have a pick, and you were looking around, and you don't know what to do, you got to pick that guy up.
Yeah, bro. Or jump up there and grab him, bro. Or straight up and grab him, dude. Because again, 205, 206, the well gets empty fast, bro. You're looking around going, holding your nose and just picking some scrubs, bro, hoping that they're good, bro. So I don't mind burning some. I'm trading all my lower picks and jumping up to grab a possible starter. That's the way, bro.
And another tip for our listeners, if you don't really like what you're looking at in the second round, at the end of the second round, or even the first round, and I'm talking about single QB leagues here, 111, 112, 2-1, 2-2. If you don't like what you're looking at there, trade back to the next year. Get yourself some 2022 first or 2023 first. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the player that you're looking at is not a hole that you really need to be filled in your team. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's what's going on, then and you trade back. There's words in the grapevine right now that the 2023 class is going to be bananas. That they're saying that's going to be the new 2020 class. So I mean, you don't have to pick a player, especially if you're not in need. If you're coming off a championship or which is usually you are if you're at the 111 or 112, trade back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get yourself a player or something, of value. You know what I mean? Don't pick up a player for the hell of picking him up if you don't have a hole to get filled, that needs to be filled. It's not, don't do that. You know what I mean? Trade back. I mean, I've done that with a bunch of my second round picks. I've had a bunch of 2.7s, 2.6s, 2.8s, and Michael Carter's been picked up, and I'm just like, Elijah Moore's been picked up, and I'm like, what am I looking at here? And I got myself another 2022 pick for next year. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you do it, bro. Is that you got to keep that flow going, bro. Get those picks. trade them. Always trade up, get better value, bro, and just keep that loom going, bro. More and more picks, man, and that's what you need to do. That's how you win in fantasy. You want to try every year to come in with more picks than everybody else that's out there, bro. And the only way to do that is every now and then trading back or trading out of the round and getting those future picks, bro. And that's how you do it, bro. Definitely.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, hey, you never know what happens. You know what I'm saying? You might have last year was a bedridden injury year for everybody. There was injuries all over the place, COVID designations. This shit was a mess. You might have 3 or 4 players on the IR, and you might need to trade for a fucking stud, and you have those picks there to trade for the stud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can never have enough picks. Just because you have 1,000 picks doesn't mean you're gonna make 1,000 picks. You can use those picks to your advantage depending on how your season goes. You know what I'm saying? You can either save them to pick up your stud that you want to pick up in the following year in the college draft, or you can use them to pick up the stud to win your championship. Just in case you have an injury-ridden year that you can't, either you cash in the year or you could try to win your championship, and that's the way to do it with picks.
Amen, bro. Amen, bro. Look, we're getting close to the time, bro. So why don't we do kill this show here, bro, and let's hit it up with a couple of those final sleepers, bro. Those guys that are going in the 4th or 5th round of the rookie drafts that you're all about jumping all over, or that you're willing to jump taking the 3rd just to make sure you get them, bro. Who's the guy or one or two guys that you want to leave the draft with no matter what?
Well, since we're already hitting our time, I'm gonna go with one guy, so I can give you your time, my brother, because we're already getting to the end of the show, and I don't want to rush, and I don't want to have to, hold information for our listeners. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say this kid Josh Palmer, man, out of Tennessee. In this draft class, lacking big wide receivers, he's an explosive receiver who has go-to playmaker. In his final season, appeared in 47 games with 36 starts. He can stretch the field, has tremendous work ethic, caught 99 passes for 1,514 yards and 7 touchdowns, and he averaged 15.3 yards per catch. He also can run the ball. He had 1 rushing score. You know what I mean? He had 16 out of his 99 catches that went for a first down. Owned 16 career catches of 25 or more yards. Came to Knoxville after an outstanding prep career in Florida. So he's from Florida now. He's a down south boy. He grew up in Canada though, and he's a leader. He's a great leader. He was invited to the Senior Bowl. He caught 2 passes for 27 yards and a touchdown. He's I think he's a good sleeper. He's 6'1". He's 210 pounds. He ran a 4.51 40. He has a 34-inch vertical. I like this kid. You know what I'm saying? He's, like I said, he's another kid in this class that's not your average receiver. He's over 6 feet. He weighs 210 pounds, which obviously this wide receiver class is lacking. And he went to the Chargers. Now, if we do a little bit of history here, it's not hard to tell that Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are injury prone as hell. So, you got to understand this kid played with I'm not going to say bad quarterbacks, but let's just say average quarterbacks in college, and he did really good. And I think Herbert for him is like the best quarterback that he's ever played with, period. So I think that if in an instant Keenan Allen goes down, Mike Williams goes down, which that's more likely to happen, I think this kid gets plugged in and he becomes an instant threat automatically because of his size. And I don't think he's been surrounded by the right tools ever in his career. So I think I think he breaks out, man. I think, bearing an injury. I'm not saying that he's better than Keenan Allen. I'm not saying that he's better than Mike Williams, but we all know that Keenan Allen and Mike Williams have the tendency to go down. So I think this kid gets a shot, and I think he does good.
Well, I'm 100%, bro. I've been drafting Palmer everywhere, and it's not even injury, dude. Like, I think Mike Williams probably walks after this year, bro. Like why are they gonna re-sign him, bro? He's been hurt all the time. He's had some big catches. He's one of those guys who goes up and gets the ball. But I don't know about you, but I see all those replays. He always goes up, he gets the ball, then he lands on his back and he's injured, bro. Like that's what Mike Williams does. He goes up, catches a crazy hard pass, lands on his back, and he goes out of the game, bro. So he could be gone after this year. This is his last year of his contract. They haven't renewed his contract. They haven't re-signed him. And, this guy could end up being the number 2 wide receiver tied to Justin Herbert, bro. And yeah. Herbert's a beast. You wish he would have gone with the Dolphins. I wish he would have gone with the Dolphins. I think Herbert's going to blow up. And if you can somehow – it's not going to say that they don't draft a wide receiver next year. Maybe they do, bro. But Keenan Allen's getting a little older. Mike Williams walks. Palmer has a good year, all of a sudden he's the number 2 wide receiver in a high scoring offense on a Pro Bowl quarterback. You want that guy, and you want that guy in your 3rd round of your rookie drafts or your high 4th round pick. So do it. I'm
No,
with.
and let me tell you, he's sitting there.
You
He's
said,
gonna be sitting there. He's gonna be sitting there. So and let me tell you another sleeper that I want and that I'm gonna go with. Like me and Brandon been talking about. If you're looking at some rookies and you don't like what you're looking at, free agents, let me tell you that kid Jalen Guyton. He's getting some nice rapport with Herbert, and he caught I don't know how many passes over 60 yards last year for touchdowns from Herbert.
best ball
Okay,
there, best ball. Get him in best ball. Sure.
yeah. If you're in a best ball league, I'm telling you, go after this guy. He's gonna be there super late. You know what I mean? And nobody's talking about him. And you know, I watch the Red Zone channel and I watch all the games just like you, Brandon. And I've seen this kid blow the top off of defenses game in and game out, and nobody's talking about him. And let me tell you, he's good. You know what I mean? He's just that guy that's I think that he'll get a little bit of more volume this year just because it's his 2nd year. He knows the offense better. He probably's gelling a lot better with Herbert. But his thing is blowing the top off of defenses, dude. This kid catches bombs for a living. You know what I mean?
That you called it, bro. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's the end of the draft, and you're in a best ball dynasty league. I don't know about you. I've been getting more and more into those, bro. And that's the type of guy you draft, bro. These deep rosters. Your 28th pick, your 27th pick, and he can win. And he can win you 2 weeks, bro. Like he can put up 20 something points at least 2-3 times in a season, bro. And that's what best ball is all about. Having those type of guys that can come in and drop 30 points, 25 points on your a week every now and then, and that's how you win, bro. So that's
I'm gonna call, and sorry for interrupting you, but I'm gonna call that he's gonna double that output. I think he's gonna go for 15 to 30 points in 6 games instead of 3. I think he's gonna put up those points this year. I think that he's a lot more comfortable in this offense. He has the quarterback in Herbert. I mean, sky's the limit with this kid. You know what I'm saying? And with Palmer too. I think with Palmer, like you said, I think you made a great point, which I didn't mention, that Mike Williams is out of there. You know what I mean? And after this year, and if that's the case, and this kid makes a good impression, like I said, remember his quarterback play in college wasn't the best. You know what I mean? It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. And I think with the major upgrade and this kid's size with Herbert at quarterback, I mean, I'm liking this kid. I mean, and I have the feeling that I know who your next sleeper is gonna be, and I'm in love with that guy too. So why don't you let everybody know who your sleeper is?
all right. Well, yeah. I'll wrap it up real quick, bro. I got two guys, bro, and I'm gonna run through them very fast, bro. And if you want to throw anything out there about them, we can talk about them. My number 1 guy, and I'm getting him everywhere, bro. And he could be a nothing guy, but he could be a home run. It's J.B. Hawkins, bro. The undrafted free agent who signed with Atlanta right after the draft, bro. 4.4 speed, bro. 5'9", 183 pounds. He's a little light, bro. But this is the type of guy you draft at the end of your draft, bro. He's only has to compete with Mike Davis, who we all know played well last year, but the guy is 28, and I had Mike Davis on a lot of teams last year. He won me some weeks early, but what I remember most is him fading down. When I needed him most, bro, he was coming up with 9-point games, 8-point games, bro, because he was wearing down, bro. So if I'm in the 4th and 5th round, bro, I'm grabbing Hawkins all day because all he has to do is beat out Mike Davis, bro, for sure. And the I'm going to drop down really quick, bro, is Nico Collins, bro. First of all, I love the name, Nico Collins, bro. That sounds like a beast, bro. And you want a guy like on that team. And let me tell you, he's a beast, bro. 6'4", 215 pounds, bro. I'm seeing him go all over the place, bro. I saw him go at the 209 in one draft, and these are all super flex numbers, which is high. But I've seen him go all the way to the mid-4th, bro. And I'm hitting an automatic draft on this guy every time. He's got 3rd-round draft capital. He's drafted by the Texans. It's an empty roster, bro. All he has to do is deal with Brandon Cooks, bro. He ran a 4.45 at his pro day, 94th percentile catch radius, and 89th percentile speed. Player profiler stats, bro. He wasn't much of a college producer, only 78 catches, 1,388 yards. But he was playing with Michigan, bro. And from what I've seen, Harbaugh is not the coach, bro. He's the Gase of the college football teams, bro. And so I'm here for it, man. He's a boomer bust pick, but I'm putting my flag on it being a boom, bro.
I'm going boom. I'm going boom all the way. I love this kid. 6'4", over 220. I mean, what is there not to like about him? This is I don't wanna say he's the next Andre Johnson, but he's the closest thing to Andre Johnson there in the past how many years? I mean, this kid's got it all, and I'm not buying it, man. I'm not gonna throw this kid to the ground because he went and played for Harbaugh in Michigan, man. I think this kid is the truth, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody in the Texans. I mean, yeah, this is a fourth round pick because this might be a player you might need to stash in your taxi squad and wait a year for because of all the stuff that's going on with Deshaun Watson right now and all the legality matters that we don't really get into on the show. We just talk dynasty here. So we're just all waiting to see what happens with that situation. But I'm pretty sure that situation is going to take almost a season or maybe a half a season for things to start, materializing to see what's going to go down with that team, if Watson's going to stay there, if Watson's not going to stay there. So, this is like franchise player. I think this is a guy that blows up. If he doesn't blow up this year coming up, he starts blowing up the next year, depending who they have at quarterback. But they got to get this kid a quarterback. That is a major, 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 major thing for this kid to blow up. Is Tyrod Taylor the guy? I mean,
Probably not. Probably
yeah.
not. But maybe Davis Mills, bro. You never know, dude. Never know, bro. So
absolutely, late round pick as well. You know what I'm saying? You might want to go after that guy. I mean, I love that guy. I'm gonna go with one more sleeper just to wrap up the show, and I'm gonna go with Chuba Hubbard. Why? Mike Davis was in Carolina last year. He's now with Atlanta. There's nobody in Carolina, and I'm calling that they're gonna overuse the hell out of McCaffrey again. They're gonna injure him, and this kid's gonna get a chance to run the ball. I have the feeling he's a big kid. He's way bigger than Mike Davis is, and I'm picking him up. I'm picking him up. If I see him late third, fourth round, and I'm looking at something, and I have McCaffrey on my team, I'm picking him up. You know what I'm saying? Which is exactly what I did. I have one share of McCaffrey, and it's a super flex league. It's a flex league. It's all flexes with two super flex quarterbacks, and it's all flexes. And I have McCaffrey, and I picked up Chuba as his cuff, late fourth round. Because let me tell you something, McCaffrey's a beast, but mark my words, they are going to overuse him, which is why I have a lot of Mike Davis shares because I saw this happening last year. And I'm gonna go back to what you said. Why I believe Hawkins is the sleeper pick. I had the same issue with Mike Davis, where at the beginning he was winning me games, and then as the season progressed, he started fading away. You know what I mean? Like I had that happen to me too. So go after Hawkins in the deep drafts. If you have Chuba Hubbard there and you have some Christian McCaffrey shares, even if you don't, stash him in your taxi squad. If McCaffrey goes down, you got yourself a starting running back. I mean, who else does he have to compete with there? You know what I mean? So these are all sleeper guys. I know there's a lot of people bashing this draft, but these are all guys that can very well pan out.
no, definitely, bro. Definitely, bro. That's how you win the league, bro. You win a league by getting a Chuba and hitting a home run, bro. And look, dude, like freaking, you don't get 2,000 yards by accident, bro. And Chuba ran for he had 2,000 yards, bro. He should have come out last year, but he didn't. And he had a down year. He's got that straight line speed, but he has trouble seeing the holes. But it don't matter, man. Like those are guys that all they need is a chance and the light clicks, and all of a sudden they're killing it, bro. So
absolutely, and remember he has McCaffrey there. I think he learns a lot from McCaffrey, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand this. He's got that guy there. I think McCaffrey's gonna he's gonna take him under his wing, and he knows he's the backup. But if McCaffrey goes down, he's a pretty big boy, and if he ran over 2,000 yards in college, and I'm gonna reiterate, Brendan, I think he should have came out last year. He would have been right there. You know what I'm saying? So they're as boring as this draft might seem, or I know you guys probably listen to other podcasts, but there's don't let that take the fun out of it. You don't like the first round pick you have, trade back and look for all the sleepers me and Brandon mentioned, and then some. Do your research. There's sleepers everywhere. You know what I mean? And especially if they have a landing spot where they're needed. Even if they were picked up in the fourth round, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If there's a hole to be filled, they're gonna fill it. So Don't let some of these people, deflate you of your fantasy draft fund. This is for us to have fun all year, boys. When if it's a week class, you make it fun. You know what I mean? And me and Brandon are actually explaining to you how to have fun with it. If you're looking at something you don't like, exactly what you need to do. So I hope you guys like our first show, Dynasty Life Miami. I mean, bro, I'm super happy to be here, man. Brandon, man, this was a great first show. I can't wait till the next show so we can kick back and start talking some Dynasty football again, man. We got a lot of months ahead of us with nothing, so I'm looking forward to it, buddy.
Me too, bro. Me too. I don't think the show could have got better, bro. I appreciate anybody who's coming across this podcast now, listening to it, bro. Hit the subscribe button, bro. Tell your friends. It's only gonna get better. And me and my boy Flex, we're gonna be bringing that Dynasty Life Miami to your doors every week, bro. So you listen out, you look for that next drop, bro. And we appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Have a great one, y'all. God bless, and long live Dynasty football, baby.